Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. A lot of people nowadays are saying that you need to work on yourself, which you do. But it's become a big thing because people are trying to get to 5D or to the ascension through the ascension process or whatever you want to call it. Well, the way you get to a better you is to clear out the stuff that's not so great, the stuff that's limiting you or holding you back or um, hindering you from being the better you. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Pam Kane. I'm a certified Theta Healing practitioner. I work with Angel Reiki and I clear limiting beliefs and negative energies and things like that. What is shadow work? Shadow work is working on the shadow part of you, which is the part that you don't see because your ego hides it from you. Your ego doesn't want you to see it because your ego is there to protect you and keep you safe. Well, your ego only knows what it knows, and it doesn't understand that these things are hurting you and hurting other people. And I know when I first started my journey, I was told you need to do everything out of love. And I was like, yeah, okay. I didn't understand what that meant. I mean, I thought, and you need self love. I'm like, at that point in my life, I hated life. I hated me. I was like, how am I going to love me? This just is not going to happen. So, but you have to work on you. You have to look at you like your best friend. And if you are, how do I describe this? If you are looking at your best friend and there's an aspect of them that you don't like and you want to try to fix it, you got, and not that you're going to do this to your best friend because you're not going to, but you look at your best friend and if you could, you would be like, okay, you need to fix this. I don't like this part of your attitude. I don't like this part of your thought process. I don't like this part of, what you believe, how you treat people, how you act. And what I'm saying is basically what I was saying to myself, because that is what I had to look at and what I had to fix because I didn't like these things. And I didn't realize it until I went through the dark night of the soul. Because then, like I stated in my last video, I had to look at me. What's going on with me? So the way you start working on yourself is start asking yourself questions. Start digging. Like I said before, open the box. There's so much that we're not taught. There's so much out there that you're just we're oblivious to. We really truly are. So, and it's not a bad thing, it's just a thing. But I started with hypnotherapy because there were parts of me that I was really struggling with. I didn't realize I was struggling, but I knew I was miserable. So, the way to work on that is to get to your subconscious. Well, me sitting here talking to you is my conscious mind, your conscious mind listening to me, my conscious mind talking to you. You had to work on this shadow part of you. You've got to get to your subconscious. The only way to do that is to get your conscious mind out of play. So I had to learn to quiet my mind. The way I learned to do that was with hypnotherapy. Some of you might already know how to meditate, which is great. I couldn't quiet the chatter in my head. It's your ego trying to protect you because you're getting ready to go to a place that your ego has no clue where you're going. it doesn't realize that it's okay. So until you get there, your ego is trying to protect you. So what I had to do was talk to my ego like it was a child and just say, this is safe. We're going to be okay. You need to be quiet and let me do this. It's for our highest and best. And then kind of visualize your ego again as a child. And of course, when I did hypnotherapy, I was laying on my bed. So I would imagine my ego going over and sitting on the side of my bed and being quiet. And at first, your ego is going to be like a kid. What does a kid do? Mom, you know what your kid does. You get on the phone, your kid's chattering at you. It's what your ego does. So you have to say, no, I said, go sit down on the bed and be quiet. I need this time to be quiet. So your ego goes back and sits down and is quiet. And a little bit later, here it comes. Again, any woman that's had a child, and I don't know if men do because I've never heard a man complain about this, but if you have a kid, when you start to do something, what does a kid do? You know, so and it's just curiosity. That's all your ego is. It's curious. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing this. We don't understand this. Yeah. So it takes a while. It takes practice. But when you stay at it, the more you do it, the more your ego understands that what you're doing isn't hurting it, isn't hurting you. It's a good thing. So that's where I started. You might be able to meditate and quiet your mind and get there without doing hypnotherapy. But the hypnotherapy also, I got to dig deeper into my soul to find out what things were going on. I was always a fixer. Maybe some of you can relate. If you came to me and said I don't care what your problem was, it doesn't matter. My brain instantly kicked into, how can I fix this for them? You might not have even asked me, but my brain went into fix it mode. It almost cost me a very dear friendship. And that was bothering me because I was like, I don't want to lose this person. This person had shut me out. And I was like, what happened? I didn't understand that being a fixer isn't a good thing. So I went in and fixed the problem. So now I'm always here to help, but you have to ask for it. I don't just jump in and I got to tell you, it's amazing. When my brain shifted to realize that I don't have to fix everybody's problem. I'm here to help you, but I'm not going to fix you. And so that's just one of many, many things that I worked on. But some people also have a lot of childhood traumas. You're carrying a lot of baggage. I had a session yesterday with a lady that was dealing with abandonment issues, self-sabotage. All of those things come from situations that you've dealt with throughout your life. It could be this life, it could be a past life that you brought into this life. It's a variation of different places and things that happened to give you this belief. A friend of mine told me a while back, he was like, you say you're different, but you're just like every other woman. Well, that went through me like hellfire because I didn't want to be like every other woman. It was a limiting belief. And when if something hits you and then it just leaves, it might not be a problem. It might not be something you need to clear. This one stuck with me for a very long time. And finally, one day it hit me. I was like, you know what? This is something I need to work on. So I did my theta healing and I went in and found out it was a limiting belief. Because in my belief system, I thought that women, because of things that I've gone through, women that I've seen through my life, I have seen it. I believed that women were vulnerable. We were taken advantage of. We were a lesser sex. We were um, weaker, weaker minded, weaker everything. That's not me. Anybody that knows me knows that there ain't a weak bone in my body. So to me, I didn't want to be like every other woman because that's not me. Clearing the belief system, when I went in and cleared that, oh my God, I was like, you darn right, I'm like every other woman. We are tough. And there's so many other things that go into it. So, yes, I had a limiting belief system that women were inferior. That's why I didn't want to be like one. When I cleared it, now you can say that to me and I'm perfectly okay. But it was something I needed to clear. It was and people have limiting beliefs. It's like if you are constantly hurt by people that you love, you think love is painful. You know, if you grow up and your parents are spanking you while they're telling you they love you, I love you, while they're beating the crap out of you, you relate love to pain and think that love is painful. So, which it's not. So we need to go in and clear that. And limiting beliefs can be Jiminy Christmas. There are so many. You know, I'm just giving you a couple of examples, but things like that are what I'm saying you need to work on and clear to get to the better part of you. And when you start clearing those things out, you stop judging yourself and you learn that you're not here to judge. Look at the situation. Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? And that's it. You're not here to judge anybody. You're not here to judge yourself. I used to knock myself like crazy. And then one day it hit me. I was like, you know what? God never made a mistake. And in fact, because I channel, God just speaks through me sometimes. And I was talking to somebody one day and they were telling me what was going on with them. And they felt like they were screwed up. I was like, why? And well, I mess up this and I mess up that and I mess up the other. And I said, no, that's your opinion. You're okay. You're not messing anything up. And then all of a sudden, God was like, hello, listen. And all this stuff started coming out of my mouth. And I was like, wow, where'd that come from? But bottom line, God never made a mistake. God has never made a mistake. So why on earth do we think that he made a mistake when he created us? What makes us any different than any other thing that God worked on or made? We're perfect. We're not perfect like we never screw up, but we are perfectly made the way we're supposed to be made in this lifetime to create or to do what we were sent here to do. Now, are there things that you need to work on? Yes, but that doesn't mean you're a mess. That doesn't mean you're messed up and you're screwed up and there's anything wrong with you. There wasn't anything wrong with me. I just needed to be a better me. So, and when you stop judging yourself and saying that there are wrong things with you. When you focus on the negative, all you're going to get is negative. So you need to start looking at the positives. And how can you make yourself, how can you be a better you? And when you do those things, everything is amazing, because the more you work on, the more things you clear, the more things you find out that I'm still clearing things today. It's not the big stuff. The big stuff is pretty much gone. Thank God. I've done a lot of work, lots of work, but it's okay. It's really true because I'm here to help everybody get to where I am and beyond this. And some people will say, well, just pray about it and clear it and all that kind of stuff. Well, you don't know what you don't know. That's why I do the theta healing, because until you can get to, that's Daniel, until you can get to the subconscious part of your mind, your ego is not going to let you, it's not going to divulge everything to you. So when you can get to the subconscious part of your mind to figure out what it is you need to fix, you don't know what to fix. And like the negative energies. Now, whether it's baggage that you're carrying, or it is a limiting belief system, it's an addiction, or it is a true negative entity, God will clear it, but you have to know what you're doing. That's what I do. I mean, that is when people call me and say they have crazy stuff going on in their house, I clear it. I get rid of it, you know? Um, that has been my biggest calling. Most people, I'm like the spiritual fireman, but I couldn't do this until I cleared a lot of my own demons. I had my own things that I was working on. So now, whether it's a hypothetical demon or it's a real demon, because they're there, anytime there's a trauma and a negative energy, they vibrate on a low vibration. So anytime you're low, like depression or whatever, that's what they're attracted to. When you can clear all that stuff and you can vibrate higher, which is where I want everybody to be, is to vibrate higher, you don't attract them. They don't come to you. It's like magnets that repel each other. You're the positive, they're the negative. What happens when you put positive and negative together? Or the positive and positive? No, positive. It doesn't matter. When you're repelling the negative energies, when you're so positive, because they don't want anything to do with you. They want to go pick on somebody else that's depressed and feeling bad and feeling sorry for themselves and all that kind of stuff. So let's get you away from that situation. So anyway, like I said, if you can clear it on your own, that's amazing. I didn't know what I didn't know, but now that I know, it's so much better. So anyway, if you have a question, leave it below. If this resonated with you, click the like, share it. If you've got a friend that is fighting with depression, anxiety, self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, and whatever, if they are less than what they feel like they're supposed to be or they want to be, let's help them get to a better place. That's what I'm here for. And that's all the 5D is a better place. It's light and love, and that's it. It's amazing. So anyway, and that's just the start. We're going to go beyond 5D. This is going to be phenomenal. So anyway, if you have a question, leave it below. Check the like button, subscribe to my channel, and we'll go from there. But like I said, let's clear out all the bad stuff and have a better day. I love you all. Love and light, and I will talk to you later.